is starting to really build here in Las Vegas, and I'm joined by none other than the heavyweight champion of the world, WBC belt holder, Deontay Wilder, unbeaten Deontay Wilder. Deontay, how are you feeling? How's the hardest hitting man in the planet?
Man, I'm feeling great. You know, you forgot the baddest man in the world.
That's for you to say.
But I'm feeling amazing, and I can't wait to go. You know, the hardest part is always the week before the fight. You know, it's almost like torture for me because the preparation for the fight. You know, you've been thinking about one individual for the whole time throughout your camp. You've been hitting the heavy bags, you've been hitting the speed bags, the mitts, and even some sparring. And you've been thinking about one individual. And you know, when you think about that one person, you know, you build up this type of steam that you want to release. And come Saturday night, I'm gonna be able to release my steam. But other than that, I'm just ready to go. You know.
We talk a lot in boxing about legacy fights. Tyson Fury calls himself obviously the lineal heavyweight champion of the world. He's unbeaten as well. Is this potentially your legacy fight?
Every fight is my legacy fight. You know, every fight that I've fought from the beginning until now has been part of my legacy. You know, and I'm very grateful for those guys, those brave souls, to enter in the ring and to provide their energy. With mines, you know, it's been great outcome for me, and building my legacy. You know, even for my children to sit back and say, and one day we'll be able to say, my dad. You know, and it goes into the lines of that. But I appreciate all the guys. I can't, you know, single out one guy from another. You know, all of them has been great.
You've become something of a knockout artist. You've won so many fights in spectacular fashion. Does a win on Saturday night really put you at the top of your career, or is there still that burning desire to one day be undisputed champion before you can say that?
This fight definitely put me at you know, it puts me. How would I say it? It puts me at the top of my career, but also that desire to be one champion, one face, one name. You know, like I said, I only have five and a half more years that I want to participate in boxing, you know, in this brutal sport. And hopefully during that time that we'll get some of these brave champions give me an opportunity to fight me. You know, the reason why I wasn't able to obtain, you know, other belts unifying because I haven't had the opportunity. No one has given me the opportunity. You know what I'm saying? I've given everyone else an opportunity, whether they took it or not, but it hasn't been the same for me. And with that being said, when you're not getting opportunities, you know, from the other champions, you know, it makes it a little bit difficult and it makes it a little bit longer. So, you know, if they're listening, they continue to want to continue to run for 5.5 more years, you know, and it is what it is. But I'm continuing to provide my service to my greatness, you know, through the remainder of the time where I have left, and people can only expect nothing but greatness from me.
We've spoken a lot this week about the Trilogy fight, the agreement that's in place should this fight go either way. Would you prefer a Trilogy fight with Tyson Fury back here in Vegas or a unification fight?
One thing I'm focusing on is this fight right here. You know, I'm not concerned about a Trilogy or whatever because, you know, this right here, you just never know what's going to happen. You know, we can't jump the gun. You know, trainers and people always say don't look past a fighter and different things like that. I always say when it comes to fighting, I never look past a fighter, but I look through a fighter. But when it comes with already talking about negotiating for a third fight when the second fight haven't happened, you know, I don't cross those boundaries. You know, I stay in my own lane and I do what I got to do the second time around, which is this is the second fight, and we'll see what happens. You know, for a third fight or a Trilogy fight, we'll see where that lies, and you know, between the lines of that and stuff like that.
Tyson Fury, whether joking or not, has said that Vladimir Klitschko hits harder than you do. How hard does he hit?
Well, you know, for him to say that, I didn't even see Klitschko even really threw any kind of punches to even hit him. So we already know he's lying right there, you know, because if Klitschko hit harder than then he would have had a concussion that night. You know, he definitely would have lost in this country. You know, for a man to hit him not one time but twice to take him down, you know he's lying. But you know, but Fury, like I've said before, he got pillows as fists. You know, that's why I was able to still apply more force and pressure on him than I. You know, we all know that Fury can't punch. It's in, you know, they say women lie, men lie, but numbers don't lie. And you can go back and see, you know, what numbers lies by him, and we can see that my 2-year-old can hit harder than him.
He says this time he's coming with a different game plan. He's coming to knock you out. He's been working on his power. Do you believe him for 1 second?
I don't believe none of that he's saying. You know, fighters have to have certain strategies and different tactics to approach a fight, you know, and sometimes you want to manipulate the people. And I just think he's manipulating people into believing that into allowing them to believe in him in something that he don't even really believe. But I always tell people, if you believe it, if you speak things into existence and you believe it, you shall receive it. But the magic of it is the belief. The belief is the magic of speaking things into existence. If you don't believe it's not going to happen, then it's not going to happen. Belief is a small word, but it's magical once you unlock it. And I just don't think he's going to unlock the belief part in that. And if he do, it's going to fall into my strategy. It's going to fall into you know, more of me having the advantage than him, you know, because I am the knockout artist, and I do what I do very, very well.
We'll ask you how this fight's going to pan out in just a second, but have you got a word for Dillian Whyte? We've spoken to him on Sky Sports this week. He's obviously been mandatory challenger for your WC belt for a long time. He's still waiting for that shot. Is he going to get his shot at some point?
I mean, Dillian Whyte is only waiting because he wants to wait. You know, Dillian Whyte is one of those characters that he wants to call out the best fighters, but he don't want to fight the best fighters. And by calling out the best fighters and he don't get what he wants, it's only a strategy to, like, I'm going to fight a lower opposition, but I'm going to call a big fighter out, and knowing that I don't want to fight him, I'm going to get him, so people have sympathy for him and be able to feel sorry for him. So when he do fight a lower opposition, then they create big him on. They give him, you know, the sympathy and the things that they want. That exactly. Just pay attention. You know, with me, I've said it many, many times. You know, I give all fighters the opportunity and chance to come and fight me. And with Dillian, he had multiples of time. You know, I mean, the WBC, even he talked about the WBC, but they ordered him to fight what he called an old man in Luis Ortiz. But who is he fighting next?
It's Povetkin for him next.
And how old is Povetkin?
He's definitely in his 30s.
He's 40. He's 40-something. He's about 40, going on 40 for sure. You know, so my thing is, but Good tried to cover it up though. But my thing is, if you're going to fight an old man and how old is Povetkin?
He's up in around 40.
Sonny Finkel says he's in his 40s.
There you go. So I don't want none of the Brits try to cover it up. You know, y'all do a good job of covering y'all own people up and stuff like that, but it's enough. It's a time out for that foolishness. You know, especially when you talk about the sport and you talk about a guy being waiting or whatever. You got to look at his own flaws. He say Ortiz is an old man, but he's finna fight a 40, 41-year-old guy. Wak, how old is Wak? Then Wak, he fighting guys, lower opposition guys, older in their 40s, that putting him on his ass. Just imagine he fighting a champion, a young champion. You know what I mean? I'll destroy him, but he gotten all opportunities in fighting Ortiz to fight me. He declined it. He didn't want to fight, but he's going to fight another in the same range as Ortiz, in the same range. But, oh, he's a good fighter and all this. So is Ortiz. Ortiz is even better of a fighter. Dominique Brazil felt sorry for him. So he said, hey, man, I got the mandatory position. I'll fight you for it. He didn't want to do that. But Whyte just make all the excuses, and the only way he's going to continue to stay waiting if he continue to make excuses. He got to come to realization with himself and come to truth with himself and just sit down. Even the people around him like, man, you know what? I got to make the initiative. I got to do these things. I got to take these fights to get to where he got to go. I don't have no problem. Dillian Whyte is an easy style for me. It's an easy fight. Trust me. I feel no man. I'm the man that knock out everyone. I've been doing it for 12 years. Why would I be scared of anyone when I'm the man that knocks everyone out? His style is easy. He got a wild style. If people think I'm wild, come on. You know, so with that being said, Dillian Whyte, get your together, man. That's all you got to do. Go fight the right fights and stop running away from the fight. You had the opportunity, and you know it. You blew it. You didn't want to fight the Ortiz because you said he was old, but you finna fight another old fighter. and you done fought another old fighter before Pavakin, and it just don't make no sense at this point. Stop having people just try to sow sympathy for you, some type of sorrow, and the people that's showing the sympathy for you, you brats, you ought to be ashamed of yourself. Get this man off his ass, tell him get out there and tell him to shut up.
Deontay, we've got to finish because Shirley's saying we've got to finish, but I want to finish on you just very quickly. We're in America. You're the American heavyweight champion. This is a huge bill in Las Vegas. Can you tell us, how does this fight unfold on Saturday night?
This fight unfold with a beautiful entrance. You know, the walkout is going to be amazing to get the people what I'm feeling. You know, in the environment, I'm building up the energy that's going to be in the room. You know, so when I go up those stairs, I'm going to be able to capture down the energy and be able to spread throughout the arena. And then when the bell rings, you know what I say? Don't blink. Just don't blink, because this fight is gonna go faster than what people expect it to go. And a lot of people are going to be surprised. A lot of people not. And a lot of people are going to be like, hell yeah, we had a great time. And that's all I want. I just want people to have a great time. And the ones that is traveling for different countries, please be safe. You know, it's a lot of things going on with the travels and being up in the air and stuff like that. Just be careful, be safe, be aware of your surroundings. You know, keep your loved ones close and tight with you, and get into this fight. And I hope you do the same thing leaving. Get home safely, leaving as well. Enjoy a great fight and go home safely. That's all I want.
How about that? Deontay Wilder, heavyweight champion of the world, with us on Sky Sports News. Maybe I should leave the final word for you in fight week. Maybe a bomb squad?
Bomb squad! That was a little one extra for you guys.
Summed up perfectly. Thanks, Deontay.
Thank you so much. Blessings.
Thank you very much.